Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Gordon Dakota Arnold. Everyone has always called me Cody Arnold, but you all can refer to me when we talk as Dr. Arnold. I'm very excited to have the chance to serve as your professor and instructor over the course of the summertime. We're going to explore the nature of the American political tradition, the core principles of the American founding, and the institutional workings of the government of the United States. These are topics that are very close to my heart. I've been studying them over the course of my whole academic career and really my whole personal life in general. I've been a professor here at Colorado Christian University for 2 years now, in which capacity I've taught a lot of classes that are both high level as well as more introductory level courses. I teach Introduction to American Politics every semester, usually to several groups of students at a time, and I also teach classes about political institutions and political philosophy. In addition to the Introduction to American Politics class, I have recently taught such classes as the American Founding, the American Congress, the Presidency, political parties and elections, classical political philosophy, American political thought, and American political rhetoric. As a scholar, my most important interest has been for a long time in the arena of American political thought. I love to study and to write about the American founding, as well as the development of American political institutions throughout our history. A bit about my personal and educational background could be in order. I'm excited to learn about you all as well. But I was actually born in the High Point area of North Carolina. It's near Greensboro. North Carolina is, in my view, although I'm a little biased, it's, in my view, a great American state. It's a southern state, and it's also one of the oldest states in the whole Union, being one of the original 13 colonies and an important player during the American Revolution. I actually grew up near the Guilford Courthouse Battlefield Park, which is the site of an important battle during the American Revolution, one that tipped the scales in the direction of a victory for the Revolutionary Patriots, some of whom we'll look at and study. I received my Bachelor of Arts degree in government with a minor in history from Regent University in the year 2017. Regent is a school very much aligned with places like CCU. It was a Christian liberal arts college, and it's located in the beautiful area of Virginia Beach. So that's where I lived during my college years. After college, I worked on a gubernatorial campaign for Ed Gillespie in Virginia, and I later served as a fellow at the John Jay Institute. It was in 2018 that I matriculated into graduate school at Hillsdale College, where I earned my master's degree in 2020 and then finally earned my PhD in 2024. My PhD dissertation was on the constitutional nationalism of Henry Cabot Lodge. Lodge was a great Republican statesman from Massachusetts at the turn of the 20th century. He was a conservative opponent of the Progressive era, and he sought to reinvigorate public faith in the Constitution and its principles, such as federalism, the separation of powers, limited government, and individual initiative, at a time when those principles were under attack from various political quarters. Like Lodge, I believe very deeply in the principles of the American founding, especially in the political philosophy of the Constitution and its framers. In the course of our studies over the summer, this is my dog, Stella. She wanted to say hi, I suppose. But in the course of our studies over the summertime, I'm going to make the case to you that those principles of the Constitution are just as valid today as they were in 1789 when the Constitution first went into effect. George Washington, Oliver Ellsworth, James Madison, Alexander Hamilton, and other framers of the Constitution were not men of their time who were simply constrained by their circumstances and interested only in giving us a purely utilitarian or procedural document that can change all the time. The Constitution was meant to be based on permanent principles of human nature and insights about politics that went all the way back to the ancient Greeks and Romans. I believe that the framers still have much insight to give us to wrestle with current day problems if we would heed their voice. As Senator Lodge, the subject of my dissertation, once put it, we ought to remember that however conditions change, the great underlying qualities which make and save men and nations do not alter. This is a truth I want to bring into bearing for us as we study this topic this summer. A little bit about my faith journey would be important here. As you can tell from my reverence for the Constitution and the American founding, I'm a patriot, but much more importantly than any kind of patriotism is the fact that I am a Christian. It is my Protestant Christianity and convictions in this direction and my Christian worldview that shapes every fiber of my being, and it's my relationship with the Lord Jesus Christ that informs all of my beliefs about political life. Certain doctrines, such as the permanent sinfulness of human nature, such as the sovereignty of God over creation, such as the fact that all government is established by God for moral purposes, and that government is not itself an object that should be worshipped or invested with total power. These are all things that are true from a Christian perspective, but they also have enormous relevance as we try to study the Constitution and the American founding. I'm a member of Skyview Presbyterian Church in Littleton, Colorado, and I've been affiliated with churches in the Reformed tradition since I was just a child. Whenever I was first born, I had this large tumor on my neck that you can sort of make out a faint scar of here. And this tumor came very close to killing me whenever I was just a child, just a baby, right after I was initially born. And all the doctors said I wouldn't survive and I would not make it. But that turned out to not be in God's plan for my life. I grew up hearing about this all the time, and it's always shaped my view that the Lord has a purpose for me and for my life, and that I have to serve Him. I'm not someone with a ton of hobbies. Some of you may be interested in some of them. I love to go to the gym. I exercise pretty regularly and pretty seriously. I love my dog, my dog Stella. Love taking her outside to play and have fun with her. I play some video games sometimes. My favorite competitive video game is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, which I play fairly seriously. And I'm also someone who loves movies, all kinds of various movies spanning different genres and different traditions of filmmaking. My favorite director is probably Steven Spielberg, as simple as that might sound. As far as other hobbies go, I think that the most important hobby in my life right now is really the fact that I have recently become engaged. I have a beautiful fiance named Maggie. This is a picture of her right here that you can see, and she's love of my life, and I'm so excited to be able to marry her later in the in the coming months. The wedding is set for March 29th next year, and so she's a very important person in my life. And finally, my last hobby is really just reading about politics. I'm a wide reader. I love American government, American history, political philosophy, and I'm someone who wants to continue teaching it and writing it for the rest of my life. So I'm so excited to get to know you guys this summer, and thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I can't wait to meet you all more personally and watch your own introduction videos. And I will keep you posted as lectures start to come in. Thank you guys. You have a blessed day. Bye.